you ever imagined how the fate of farmers if the rice they harvest is not sold? What if the hope for living and meeting their daily needs depend on the rice harvest? This is the hope from rice farmer. Stop importing rice. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Natania Syafikurahma from IPL Department 2019. Today I wanna tell you about reduce rice import in Indonesia. Indonesia is a country that gets the nickname of an agrarian country. This nickname refers to the fact that Indonesia agricultural land is vast, with the majority of the livelihoods of the Indonesian population being farmer. Unlike other countries, all Indonesian people eat rice staples. But even though Indonesia is an agrarian country, the government of Indonesia continues to cultivate import of rice from outside. Then, what is the fate of rice import in Indonesia? Whose life depend on the harvest? What if they cannot pay for their children's school fees because their crops are not sold? Because they are not competitive with the rice imported by the government. Now, I will explain to you all about the fact that the government import rice, and then what are the impact of the rice import in Indonesia and how they reduce rice import. On the last, I will summarize my presentation. The first fact of the ground that the Indonesia government import rice is there is an increased data every year. This is data from BPS and other article in internet. The highest rice import in Indonesia occurred in 2018, totally 2.25 million tons. When compared with the previous year rice import data, this figure is the highest compared to the 2015 until 2022. And then the imports in 2015 is 861.60 thousand tons. In 2016, as many as 1.228 million tons, and in 2017 as many as 1.28 million tons. However, during 2019 and 2020, the Indonesian government did not import rice because the reserve in 2080 were still stored in the Bulog warehouse. At present, Bulog rice reserve reached 1.6 million tons, of which 900,000 tons are imported from India, Vietnam, Thailand, and Pakistan. From this data, is Indonesia not able to meet the needs of rice for all its people? Why imports continue to occur over and over? There is an increase every year. This year, rice harvest in Indonesia is estimated to reach 5.27 million tons. By looking this figure, it can be concluded that the rice harvest in Indonesia has been very numerous, can address the basic needs of people in Indonesia without the needs for imports of rice from abroad. Now, I will explain to you about the impact of rice import, which is to local farmers. As the third largest rice producing country in the world, it is rather difficult to make sense if Indonesia importing rice. Although it is temporary because the government decision to import rice is carried before the big harvest. It will cause an oversupply and ultimately the price is trade so far. The import rice will later be sold at a maximum price of medium type rice, which is 10,000 per kilogram. So the risk of competing with medium local rice is unavoidable. This government decision is considered not in favor of the interests of farmers, but the government reasoned the import were done to reduce the price that the market did not continue to soar. And the most important is the fall in price of harvest rice from rice farmer. When the rice harvest in Indonesia can meet the needs and stock of rice in the National Logistic Agency without having to import rice from other country. And then, next, let me describe how to reduce rice import in Indonesia. The first way the rice government products herself by especially rice self-sufficient is the ability to meet the needs of food ingredients themselves without buying an outside package, especially rice staples. This self-sufficient can be done by the community using land intensification, extensification, land rehabilitation, and food diversification by the community. Increasing local rice production in addition to meeting the needs of rice in Indonesia also improve the economy of farmers. Most of them are still low income in economy of the farmer. And then the role of the government here is very large because in addition to providing fertilizer and seed submission, it is also expected to provide agriculture equipment such as tractor so that farmers will continue to increase their production. The subsidies should be described evenly to various regions so that each region can provide maximum rice supply. Second, after local rice production is sufficient, the government has the role to promote the farmer production so the rice farmer have the opportunity to compete in selling their crops to improve their welfare. As well research in Yogyakarta did, though this is Instagram account Kill the DG. He promoted the rice yield of the Prambanan people. With this step, it is expected that the price of the local rice produced by Prambanan farmers will be known to people in Indonesia and has a high selling price. Otherwise, carried out by the government can reduce rice import and increase local rice production in Indonesia. And then, Indonesia is an agriculture country that ironically even import rice from abroad. Even though the rice farmer in Indonesia can achieve maximum production to meet the needs of rice in Indonesia, this rice import policy and paralyzing by economy of rice farmer. This policy is planned by carry out of balance the price of the rice because sometimes rice production from farmer is insufficient. But the fact the rice import is even higher than the yield itself and is increased every year. The government needs to review the policy to reduce and even limit the rice import and replace it with a policy of increasing its sufficiency in each region. Vote from me, never give up and depart to always love our country. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi